Hello everyone and welcome to Sustainable Truck of the Year 2023. My name is Fabio Zammaretti and today, to guide you through this digital event, I'm here with my colleague Mr. Fabrizio Dalle Nogare.
Hello Fabio, a warm welcome also from my side.
So Sustainable Truck of the Year, for those who might not know, is a journalistic award established and promoted by Vado e Torno, the Italian media born in 1962, together with Sustainable Truck&Van, which is the first international online media fully dedicated to commercial vehicles with low environmental impact. And Sustainable Truck of the Year is the award that promotes sustainability in the industrial vehicle sector. And when we talk about sustainability, we're not talking about emission levels. I mean, our industry is changing very fast in terms of driver needs, in the way that all the manufacturers are dealing with safety issues, in the services offered by transport companies together with a growing, sophisticated and environmental-friendly technology. And the development of new technologies is the focus of the analysis by our editorial teams when it's time to evaluate the vehicles in competition.
You're right, Fabio. Energy transition is now in full swing, pushed by the bans that more and more European cities are adopting to prevent the entry of the most polluting vehicles, but also by the indications emerging from EU institutions. Let's think of the stop on the sale of cars and vans with diesel or gasoline engines from 2035. Vehicles manufacturers are the main players in such a changing time. They need to turn this environmentally friendly trend into concrete technology. It seems quite clear that no one-size-fits-all will be the mantra of the near future. In other words, we will no longer have a single technology to power road transport, but many different options will coexist. The choice will depend on the applications and will be driven above all by the TCO, the total cost of ownership. A true revolution that even the Sustainable Truck of the Year awards want to represent.
Indeed, Fabrizio, and in general terms, we can say that the award is not a simple recognition of the greenest vehicles, also because, as we all know, emissions are ruled by international laws. With Sustainable Truck of the Year, the idea of sustainability is taken to industrial products such as trucks. All applications and technological developments are evaluated with a clear focus on connectivity, active and passive safety. The evaluation of the editorial committees of Vado e Torno and Sustainable Truck&Van consider how new technologies are making modern vehicles safer, more efficient, more comfortable, simpler in terms of maintenance, more connected, and finally, less polluting. And for the evaluation of the vehicles in competition, 40 technical parameters are taken into consideration, divided in 6 macro areas, which are engine, transmission, safety, comfort, connectivity, and sustainability.
And the nominations of the Sustainable Truck of the Year, dealing not with prototypes but with vehicles which are truly available on the market, show how electrification is already a reality, especially in the last mile and distribution segments. Natural gas is experiencing quite a harsh time, but there is an increasing focus on the supply chain and bioproduction under the banner of circular economy. Then there is hydrogen, a great hope for the future of mobility, talking of either fuel cells or hydrogen-powered ICEs. And then the diesel, perhaps too hastily relegated to the past time, but which is now more environmentally friendly than ever, with the Euro 7 standard just around the corner. Once again, in our opinion, sustainability should not be judged only by the tailpipes. Getting on board, testing, experiencing the vehicles also allowed us to understand how much a commercial or an industrial vehicle is designed to make those who spend most or all of their day inside feel comfortable. And how much effort goes into equipping a truck or a van with the most advanced safety systems.
Exactly, Fabrizio. And to better represent the market, the award is split in 3 different categories. The first one is the category van, category dedicated to vehicles with a payload up to 3.5 tons. Then we have the category distribution, category for 2 or 3 axles vehicles with a payload up to 26 tons. And then we have the category tractor, category for vehicles with a payload up to 44 tons. And now, Fabrizio, in order to recap what has been said so far, we can show a quick video about the technical parameters.
Now, Fabio, before proceeding with the awards, we are glad we can talk about sustainability in the future of road transport with Raluca Marian, who is Director EU Advocacy and General Delegate of the Permanent Delegation to the EU of the IRU, the International Road Transport Union. A very warm welcome from our side, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much for inviting me and for giving IRU the opportunity to address this distinguished audience.
It's our pleasure, really. I would start by asking you what are the main pillars of IRU's actions aimed at promoting greener transportation on a global scale with the target to achieve carbon neutrality in commercial road transport by 2050.
As a global organization, IRU has a global vision on achieving carbon neutrality, and of course we also have our regional approaches in order to adapt to the realities in the various regions across the globe. On a global level, we have a very ambitious plan called the Green Compact, which is based on 5 pillars. And these 5 pillars show that actually achieving decarbonization doesn't mean that we have to look only at one aspect, but it's a combination of factors which can support us and help us to achieve this goal. So to start with, the first pillar is broad practical implementation of low and zero carbon fuels. So this looks mainly at fuels and vehicles. And that's actually what we normally see as the target of legislators. But this is for us only one of the pillars. The second pillar is more efficient logistics within around the globe. And an example of that is the use of eco trucks, as we call them. So the broader use of these very large vehicles, because of course by putting more goods on one vehicle, we can achieve efficiencies. Digitalization of freight transport is also part of this pillar. Third pillar would be increased use, because of course we as IRU, we represent not only goods transport but also passenger transport. The third pillar is dedicated to passenger transport and is increased use of collective passenger transport with buses and coaches. The fourth pillar is more efficient vehicle technologies and shorter fleet renewal cycles, because depending on the country, at the moment there can be very important differences in the time for using the commercial vehicles. If we look at trucks, for example, in Western Europe, you have around about 7 years, but then as we move to the east, some countries are still ambitious. You even have 5 years in some of them, but we have even very bad examples, unfortunately, with 22 years as the average age of a fleet. And the last but not least, education and training to improve driving and operational behavior. And here I'm very proud also to say that as IRU, we developed a program called the Roadmasters, which looks at the individual assessment of a driver and allows a company to assess the specific and tailored need for a driver to drive more efficiently. And that can be efficiently in the sense of eco-driving, or efficient also in the sense of safer. So this is in a nutshell the global vision.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Marion. Thank you very much. During our day, we've mentioned the recent Euro 7 proposal made by the EU Commission about the easy vehicles equipped with easy engines. Could you please tell us what is the position of the IRU about the Euro 7 proposal?
To look into this, because I just mentioned the global approach, but at the same time I mentioned that we also have to look into the regions. And I am representing the EU region. And in the EU region, of course, we look at Fit for 55 and the specific path of decarbonization of the EU. And when looking at Euro 7, we can't look at it, let's say, completely disconnected of another very, very important piece of policy which we are expecting next year, which is the CO2 standards for heavy-duty vehicles. So this looks, we saw this year the CO2 standards for cars and vans, with a very ambitious goal of 2035 zero emission, so prohibition to sell any combustion engine, basically, for cars and vans in the EU. But we don't have yet a policy for heavy-duty vehicles, and this will come next year. As IRU and the road transport sector, we are looking for options. So heavy-duty vehicles and commercial transport is a completely different story from cars and vans. And we are also at a completely different level and of technological development. So we have a different path and we fulfill a different function. So we are moving the economy. We are the backbone of the economy. So again, looking for options. What options? 3 options. Electric vehicles for heavy duty vehicles, hydrogen propulsion vehicles, but also combustion engine based on carbon neutral fuels. That for us is part of this future option. Now coming back to Euro 7, if on the CO2 standards for heavy duty vehicles we will have combustion engine, then looking at Euro 7, of course we need to see a way to make these engines also pollute less. So we can't say no to making an engine more efficient from a pollutant perspective, since we want an engine from a CO2 perspective. Now, of course, there must always be proportionality, and that's when we look at Euro 7, that's what we would like to see. There must be a proportionality between the investment made by us as a transport operator, also by manufacturer, and the achieved result. And at the moment, we are still evaluating this also with our members. We'll have a position soon. That's a little bit our concern, that in some instances there could be a little bit of a disproportion, and also in terms of timing. The timing proposed by the Commission may be too soon, because we haven't absorbed yet completely the Euro 6 and we are already moving to Euro 7. So yes to improving the combustion engine, but with proportion and in due course, not too soon.
Very, very clear. Thanks a lot. We have one last question for you. We know IRU is trying to put the lights on the issue of drivers' shortage for the coming years. In your opinion, may the availability of increasingly clean and sustainable vehicles somehow help face this challenge?
To give you a simple answer, yes. But to give you a complete answer, this won't be the solution, because there is no one solution to this problem. IRU is running a survey on driver shortage every year, and recently we had the outcome of the last survey, and also for the first time a forecast for the next several years. So we are expecting, in 2026, we are expecting 2 million missing drivers in the EU. So to give you just a flavor of the size of the problem, of course, we have to look at the causes for this and also at several solutions. So one of the main causes for not having young drivers is that this profession seems to be not so appealing to the young generation. So how can we make it more appealing to the young generation? There can be several answers to that, but definitely stepping away from this bias of having an old profession with old vehicles, old technology, dirty, is something which can help. So we saw, for example, in Paris, a company driving electric trucks, new electric trucks. Young drivers were there, encountered by the shop sellers and so on, and they were all amazed by these new vehicles, which of course increased the feeling of pride of these drivers. So being proud of being a driver, which is no longer unfortunately the case in many cases, would help. So yes, in a nutshell, having digital vehicles, technology clean vehicles helps to attract young drivers, but it won't be the only solution to this very, very dramatic problem.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure talking about sustainability with you.
Thank you. Thank you also very much, and good luck with the event.
Thank you very much indeed for being with us today.
Bye. All right, Fabio. It was great to listen to such a relevant speaker on the matter of sustainability. But now, I guess it's time to announce the nominees and the winners too.
Exactly, Fabrizio. Indeed, it was a great pleasure, and talking about sustainability, let's go back to Sustainable Truck of the Year 2023. As mentioned, the award is split in 3 different categories, and also this year, the editorial teams of Vadetorno and Sustainable Truck&Van had to scan the world market in order to find 3 finalists for each category. After that, the manufacturers of the shortlisted vehicles had to provide all the technical information that we need to evaluate the vehicles in competition. And after a deep journalistic analysis, the winners have been chosen. So Fabrizio, let's start with the first category, and I'm talking about Sustainable Truck of the Year 2023 Van. And let's see the candidates.
This vehicle impressed us in several ways. Rear-wheel drive, the electric motor powered by 68 kWh batteries, now capable of delivering a maximum power output of 269 horsepower. The range of 317 kilometers is also quite impressive. The van we awarded is available in several versions and offers a full complement of ADAS with the latest connectivity and infotainment systems. The winner of the Sustainable Truck of the Year 2023 in the van category is Ford e-Transit.
And here we are. So the award is given to Mr. Marco Buraglio, Commercial Vehicle Director of Ford Italy.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome and congratulations for this important result.
Thank you again. So we are extremely proud of this award. It is the proof of our commitment for an electrified and connected mobility world. And our van, iconic van, which is almost 60 years defining the rule of good transportation around the world, is the basis of our strategy, electrification strategy, which will lead us to offer and sell fully electric vehicle, zero-emission vehicle by 2035. And our vision for the future is very clear, very concrete. We would like to be next to the company, accelerating productivity. That's why we create 4Pro. 4Pro is a global brand dedicated to commercial vehicle customer and fleet. And 4Pro objective is to continue to offer innovative vehicles, but adding digitalizing services and integrated services to maximize company productivity. And it's very important connectivity because leading the company to minimize downtime. When we design e-transit, our aim was to continue to offer the DNA of transit. So toughness, reliability, versatility always was the DNA of transit. And now we had the electric engine, and we are able today to offer a fully electric vehicle with the same DNA of transit. E-transit will play a key role, especially on last mile delivery, which is a segment growing and growing thanks to the increase of e-commerce. And e-transit will be the perfect vehicle for the company to maximize productivity and to complete the entire business date with one charge. And in terms of sustainability, e-transit will be, it's produced in Kocaeli plant in Turkey, where 100% of electricity is driven by renewable source, in line with the whole objective of the company to produce and to reach carbon neutrality by 2035. E-transit is the first fully electric vehicle of our range, but in the next 18 months, we are launching 4 new fully electric vehicles. We are launching now the new generation of Transit and Tourneo Custom, and next year we will launch the new generation of Transit and Tourneo Courier.
Well, that sounds great. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, Fabrizio, it's time to move to the next category, and I'm talking about Sustainable Truck of the Year 2023 category distribution. Let's see the candidates.
Available in 2 versions with 3 or 4 battery packs, this vehicle integrates 2 electric motors capable of delivering a continuous power output of 448 horsepower and 543 horsepower peak power in the rear axle. The range of up to 400 kilometers allows the truck to take care of transport and distribution missions even over regional distances. The cab is truly comfortable, and the driver relies on the latest ADAS systems to make driving extremely safe and comfortable. The winner of the Sustainable Truck of the Year 2023 in the distribution category is Mercedes-Benz e-Actros.
And the award is taken by Mr. Maurizio Pompei, CEO of Mercedes-Benz Trucks Italy.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm really happy and proud to receive this prestigious award that confirms that we are doing a good job. Substantially, the e-Actros has been launched in 2021, so is the first in series production 100% electric vehicles, whose motto is charged and ready, in the sense that permitted to go on the road and deliver the goods in full silent and full electric mode. Has an autonomous capacity offered by its own batteries that result completely CO2 efficient, sustainable, because the emissions are fully zero, and it's clearly confirms the engagement of Daimler Group in this direction and direction of the full sustainability for our environment. It's clear that e-Actros is not only a powertrain, but is a really integrated global offering that consists in e-consulting and digital solution, intelligent digital solution offered to our customer in order to support them in this big transition that we have to obtain the carbon neutrality. And in reality, the Daimler Group is supporting the carbon neutrality and put its own target at 2039 in order to produce only vehicles carbon neutral, so that this will mean that Daimler Truck intends to produce only two kinds of vehicles in terms of strategy. The battery electric vehicles, including clearly a full range of vehicles. So that vehicle that are dedicated to short and medium range transportation, and the fuel cell electric vehicles that are more dedicated to long haulage transportation. So this is clearly a sort of technological revolution that has been needs clearly some conditions that are not belonging only to the OEMs, so the vehicle makers, but it's important that the world could count on public recharging infrastructure, and this need strong investment all over the years by the governments. In the second place, there is clearly a massive investment plan in order to permit to develop this strong technology. And third, and last but not least, clearly there would be the need of robust government incentives, like already exist in other European countries, that are important in order to permit the launch of this technological revolution, because it's important that also the government support the investors and the transportation company, logistic company, in order to do these important investments that are required. Clearly, the e-Actros is just the start. The star in the start, and obviously will be a transition very, very long that anyhow represent the strategy that Daimler Group tracked since the beginning, so supported by the motto leading sustainable transportation. And in this moment, we can say that Daimler Group realized really the second part of this motto, that is bring our vision to the road. Transforming the project in reality, and keep the sustainability and put on the road, so sustainability for the environment and sustainability for the transportation company. It's the first step of a long trip. Thank you very much for this really appreciated award and great award. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us today. All right, Fabrizio. Last, indeed not least, let's talk about the big guys. And I'm talking about Sustainable Truck of the Year 2023 category tractor. Let's see the candidates.
The truck we awarded among road tractors has optimized aerodynamics by 19%, lowered CO2 emissions and reduced fuel consumption. The design of this truck focuses on comfort, safety and sustainability. It has the latest ADAS systems and connectivity along with all the newest safety features, including mirror cams and vision door. The winner of the Sustainable Truck of the Year 2023 in the tractor category is DAF XG Plus 480.
All right, here we are. The award is given to Mr. Paolo Starace. He's the CEO of DAF Italy.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Welcome and congratulations for another very important achievement for DAF.
Thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, allow me to thank the jury for this prestigious award, which I can proudly list among a long recognition that our new launched DAF range has received during the course of last year. Our engineers did a tremendous job. They developed and built one of the most efficient vehicles in the industry. This is the result especially of the new cab, a cab which has a premium aerodynamics, which allow our trucks to be fuel efficient, first in safety and driver comfort. About the fuel efficiency, we gain up to 10% savings, which is a benefit for the TCO of the transport companies, but also for the CO2 emission. And I believe this is the key reason why I think the jury has chosen DAF as a Sustainable Truck of the Year 2023. So start the future with DAF. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Starace. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank
it was
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Fabrizio, now it's time to wrap up the event. Let me only say that the level of all the candidates this year was very high, but we can also say that the winners of Sustainable Truck of the Year 2023 set higher standards for the world market.
Well said, Fabio. We are very glad we awarded 3 truly cutting-edge vehicles. It was a real pleasure also from my side.
Well, Fabrizio, thanks for being with us and keep on following us on our media. And I'm talking about Vade Torno and Sustainable Truck and Van. Thanks and goodbye.
Goodbye.